Hello, today I'm going to walk you through my JavaScript project, which uses a Rails backend and a front-end JavaScript. Again, it's object-oriented programming um, with MVC model using data structures and um, this JavaScript is using the ES6 syntax, so only using let and const and not using var. Um, Hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start off by looking at the front end, what the user sees, and then I'll quickly go through the code. So here is the project. I can click here for dark mode. Um, and that was one of the other things that I was just fooling around with. But the big part is it'll list, it renders all my cocktails, which are saved both as JavaScript objects as well as persisting them into my Rails backend. Um, Something to note is when I edit one, the ingredients are already clicked that um, for each of the cocktails um, that it knows which ingredients these are, and that's through associations. Um, it has full CRUD capability because right now in a time of COVID, why wouldn't we be creating some delicious cocktails together? So that's the user experience. On the back end, we have a cocktail controller with full CRUD, ingredients controller. I have some code here that I ended up not using, but hopefully will use in the future when I have the ability to add and update and edit. Instead, I've actually just seeded all of it, all the ingredient data here. Um, and then my mixers is my my joining model belonging to both cocktail and ingredient, and both having mini mixers and having each other through those mixers. Um, in my databases themselves, pretty straightforward. Name, description, and then having the foreign keys for both cocktail and ingredients for my mixers. The front end is where most of the work was for this project. Where we'll have the models. This is rendering each cocktail itself, looking for the ability to edit or delete cocktails, and for each ingredient, it lists out appending that child to those cocktails. Ingredients is a little more simple. Um, and then it was styled with materialize and one of the big parts of this project was how to get those ingredients automatically associated when upon editing. So I am in here. I have the loading the cocktails from the backend that uses a fetch request, and then it through promises puts it into JSON, throws an error if it has any, and then it goes to display those cocktails. And creating cocktails, it does both the fetch request, so it persists it to the backend, as well as showing the cocktail immediately, so it does not have to be re-rendered and go through the whole life cycle of the DOM. And then for editing cocktails, uh, for each ingredient, it then goes through and checks those boxes. So those are there. So that's kind of the project in a nutshell. Um, the goal was to create a backend and front end using JavaScript, um, and making sure that we have those associations, and then having those RESTful and MVC conventions. Thanks so much. Appreciate you for tuning in. Bye bye.